Jeff Rowe from Two Hacks Garage. Well, it's a beautiful sunny day. It's Memorial Day weekend. It's actually the Thursday, but I'm off work for the next 4.5 days. Jimmy's lucky to have that. Not really, he says. But what are we doing? Well, we're kind of at a standstill. Jimmy's been working off camera, taking care of some of the small things. And you saw in that last video, we repainted the engine. Jimmy got the cylinder heads done. And we were just going through tackling, like I said, some of those small things. Those small things can hold you up, but not us, because we got a plan. So what are we going to do? Well, we're going to take this fine 409, Jimmy's fine 409. We're going to mate it up with that Cope Racing Transmissions prepped Power Glide transmission to the engine plate. And we're going to stuff this in here. I was talking to Jimmy this morning, and he wants to start plumbing up the fuel system in this. So in order to do that, we really need the engine in here. So once the engine and transmission get put in, what we're going to do is we're going to start plumbing up the fuel. So you'll start seeing that awesome Hillborn injection stack sitting on top of this engine. Pretty excited. This has come a long way. Finally going to happen. We're going to be that much closer to making a whole lot of noise. But yeah, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to go and have a whole lot of fun. We're going to get this done. And you know what, guys? It's beautiful out. We're going to enjoy it. And yeah, this thing really pops in the sun. I'll show you that later on. And this engine is beautiful. With that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you Jimmy's fine 409. See you in a few. All right, so here is the completed product of that engine. It looks really, really sharp. Jimmy's got the lifters in there. And yeah, it's all painted up. It's beautiful. Looks nice. She's real fine, Jimmy's 409. And what he's doing right now is something kind of cool. A little bit of detail with this. So obviously this has got a front mount Hillborn fuel pump. So back in the day, Jimmy used to manufacture his own block-off plates. And it's actually pretty cool. JG, that's his initials.
What do you mean? In the day, I still do it.
Well, yeah, he still does it. But that one's probably a few years old. These water pump, or the water pump block-off plates, we made those, got them all polished up. Like I said before, we take pride in everything that we build handmade instead of having to go out and buy everything. Well, in some cases, you know what, guys? You just make it yourself. Kind of budget friendly. Takes a little bit more time, but it's worth it. But this engine right here, Jimmy's real fine, 409. See you in a few. right, what we were just doing there is mating everything up. This is a bulletproof bell and all that type of stuff, but we do have the additional flywheel cover, which we found out is necessary for this application. And what Jimmy and I were doing there is getting the torque converter spacing right. There's a shim kit that you get for these, and what it does is it spaces the torque converter to the flywheel and off that pump. So I think it was 1/8 to 3/16, something like that. And what you do is you measure it, and I have a shim kit over there. So you put a shim in between the torque converter and the flywheel. So we determined what we had, what we needed, and I actually had the exact same shim. So we got that all in there, and that's a must because you can burn up a pump if you don't do that properly. So yeah, that's where we're at. One thing when we built this motor plate we didn't do, this is something Jimmy and I don't know how we missed it, but we did. It happens. We didn't drill the holes to install all that or for the starter. But so that's what we did. We got everything drilled in there. Everything's going to work. So now everything's mated up, correct specs, tightened down. Now we can probably get this bad boy in the dragster. Gonna take a quick break. See you in a minute. All right, very successful day. We're early on our deadline. Jimmy's real fine. His 409 is sitting in jumping jack flash. We had to modify a few things, but you know what? It is what it is. Got it in there, steering back in, everything's tightened up. Now it's putting the heads on, putting the injector hat on, headers, plumbing the fuel line, and a bunch of other odds and ends. I'm really tired. It's been a long day. It's Memorial Day weekend, and I'm sure you'll be seeing us sooner than later. But Jimmy pulled through.
Come Monday, this thing will be done. It'll have the headers on it. It'll be assembled and maybe partially plumbed, if not awful close.
It'll be awful close. I'm learning a lot on this. Going into this, I'm looking at it like, oh, hey, you know, we do this. And Jimmy's like, time out, we got to do this. It's not like building a regular small block Chevy street car. It is completely different. There's a whole lot of little things you can't overlook. But yeah, there's an engine in it. Jimmy's real fine, 409. It's looking good. It's going to be awesome. But with that, guys, we both need to get cleaned up. I am really tired. So with that, we're going to see you in the next one.
I'm 70 years old, and he's talking about being tired?
He's 70. I'm almost 45. But don't let him fool you. He's 45 at heart. With that, guys, we'll see you in the next one. Later.